The ST point standings, and they do start 19 today, so they have an uphill battle. However, they have a sister car this weekend as the Moto Prototype drivers Jonathan Bomarito and Tristan Nunez have hopped in the number 25 MX-5. And continuing on with that Mazda trend, Devin Jones has taken over the number 34 from
Cameras. Andrew Davis starts the Stevenson Camaro, leading the points coming in, but only fourth on the grid. Scott Maxwell has the pole-sitting Mustang GT 350 RC. Brad Yeager starts fifth in class in the number 14 Nissan 370Z.
With it.
Yeah, it was almost three wide coming up to the start. This is the kind of racing you expect here. Remember, these cars are so close in performance. This opening lap is very important. Can you take advantage? Can you get another place?
Two corners here, turns 2 and 4, that are blind, downhill, and very, very fast. And you have to have the confidence in yourself and in the car that the car is going to work, that you can really drive the car down in there.
Dwyer got together. You're on board with Dwyer.
And it is a blind entry to this corner. And of course, right as you see, he goes down the inside and boom, spins him round. But it did do damage to the back of the car, curling a bit earlier for them to come and do this, and it was obviously a lot of fun.
Andrew Carbonell gets into the number 26. Liam Dwyer gets out. Jamie's there.
And it's been a pretty good pit stop so far for this number 26 team. Fueling is already completed, so Brad 6 is now out.
Yeah, and they may lead lap. The question is now, with an hour 38 on the board, they're going to need another yellow, I think, to not need a splash of fuel to get to the checkered flag today.
And all that activity in the pit lane. Ford Park. How about this action in ST? Andrew Carbonell up the inside of Tyler Cook. Oops, the 25 Freedom Autosport Mazda.
Nunez.
Our fifth.
Teller. Mark Wilkins behind the wheel right now. So the big question mark.
Unhappy to see that yellow right now, Calvin, because that has played into their strategy.
Yep.
But I tell you what, Cindric would have overtaken him that lap, I feel. He was
Cindric's got good pace. He also had straightaway speed over the Camaro, but I don't think he'll have the same advantage over the Porsche. The Porsche's been pretty strong down that back straightaway.
With 30 minutes less of racing, everything that happens on pit road and every mistake that you have on track is going to be exaggerated because you don't have that time.
And one of the numerous incidents we're seeing here today, Liam Dwyer just dives down the inside on moments over the last few rounds, and here we're looking at a restart here in ST. Great run there by Andrew Carbonell, and he slices to...
Good on fuel to the end of this race. So Liam, now that Andrew is out in front, what does he need to do to stay there?
I think the biggest thing we actually need, in my opinion, is for it to stay green. The Mazda's really good in the corners. We lack the straight line speed that the Caymans and the Civics have. So under caution, when the field bunches up, that's when they can overtake us coming to turn 1. The Mazda really makes its time right through the corners here. So as long as it stays green and Andrew's out front, hopefully that's where we'll finish.
We weren't sure we'd see you guys at the front of the pack at this point in the race after a penalty early on for contact. What happened?
So battling with one of the Caymans from Next Level European, went down to turn 2. I knew he had a little bit slower entry speed. I got down there, and I don't think you saw me come in there because I was so far back. He did turn in, and we got into each other a little bit. I apologize for that. So we got served the penalty. Kept my head.
Here you have high hopes, and Luis Rodriguez, I know you and your teammates.
Andrew tried to position the car down the straightaway to force Spencer the long way around. As now Spencer tucks it to the inside. He got a good run, but Andrew's coming back at him, using all of the road and a bit more. He'll have the inside line for 2.
Just brings you a good question.
And you need total commitment here, but you need total coffee. Spencer gave him a little respect. The Dane.
Replay, some of the best action. Belly dives down the
side, which it'll be as you head down into turn 5.
Can he cut back underneath him, the over-under here? No, I think Spencer's up for the task there. He carries a lot of speed through the middle of the corner.
This is where the contact took place earlier.
When you're racing someone this hard, Calvin, it's that absolutely analysis of the guy in front at every single opportunity, isn't it?
Anthony Mantella's cars, the Camaros, are running 5th and 6th in class. Let's hear from the team owner with Jamie.
And they had a great running earlier, Bob, running 1. Anthony, we talked about the rebuild of this number 8 machine overnight. Your shop's 40 minutes away. What can you say about the team getting this car back on the racetrack?
Best team in the paddock, there's no doubt about it.
Than the other Camaros.
7, 8 there. I mean, that's just amazing. this is, I mean, I tell you what, these two are racing. They're defining ST racing right now.
Well, I tell you what, I know there's 19 minutes to go, all but this one could go right down to the final corner, because I don't think either one is going to give up on this win today.
Yeah, it's even money if it's the final corner.
Yep. The Cayman pull Mazda a little bit down the straightaway, even though the Mazda's in the draft right there. As we see Cindric on the right side of the screen, you see the gap there. It's now up to nearly a second on Matt Plum. So Cindric just 10th by 10th is eking out a margin on Plum as he's looking for a win here to try and close down that points gap to Rob Liddell. Liddell sits in the 3rd spot, so it would only be a 2-point jump for Matt Plum to the lead. But if he could get the lead, it would be a 5-point swing, which is massive at this stage of the game.
So you said the Porsche, the Cayman pulling away a little bit down the back straight, but the Mazda pulls it back a little bit under braking through turn 8, 9, 10. Right now, though, it's interesting. It's just where you get on the power. And as you watch turn 1, and especially the spectators out there are able to see it firsthand, you can hear when they get on the gas. And I think the Mazda can get on gas just 1/100th of a second earlier than the Porsche, which allows him to get a bit behind him as they head up into turn 3. But great rolling speed. It is very much a momentum category, isn't it? We heard Tristan Nunez talking about it earlier. It's momentum, it's balance, and well, I tell you what, Street Tuner is just spreading out a little bit, but not in Grand Sport.
Yeah, I tell you what, Wilkins is starting to put the pressure on Aschenbach, and I think Aschenbach may actually, I mean, I think both these drivers, you talk about Spence may be in a little bit perturbed about the bump he got down in turn 4, but I think both these guys will have thoroughly enjoyed this race here today.
Yeah, I think we saw that 5 set right now, Calvin, but look, as we're having a little replay now of quite what happened to them. A little
Spencer
bit, oh!
on the brakes in Moss Corner.
Actually, sometimes if you get
Mazda out before shifting to top gear on the Andretti straight. Under 15 minutes to go here at Canadian Tire Motorsport Park. We'll take this break and return to the Continental Tire Sports Car Challenge from Ontario. We'll talk about sliding Mazdas.
He'll regret that, but
Yeah.
I was just about to say his car just became the more dominant of that pairing. I believe he had a quiet couple of laps, let his tires get going.
the gap, now he's just got to hit his marks and keep lapping at the same pace. It'll be hard for Andrew to do the catch-up. He just tries to carry a bit too much speed into the entry to try and get a run off, and the grip just wasn't there in the...
Did you write that down, or did you just make that up?
I just made that up, but I reckon
Impressive.
that's worth working for.
Yeah, you sold it.
Well, that new Ford GT coming online in the World Endurance.
Final corner, and
Yeah.
looked like Pumpelly had enough of a lead to maybe control it to the finish, but maybe some traffic was involved. But either way, Carbonell is right back on his derriere.
Yeah, I think Carbonell was just holding pace to save his tires to see what he had for the end.
Pumpelly's car looks a little edgy there on the exit of turn 2, so he may have got his pounds worth out of those today.
Well, right now on the radio, the drivers will have been informed that the white flag will fly the next time they go by, and that is going to play into your absolute action strategy right now. And if I was Carbonell, I'd be like, I have to go by him this lap into turn 8. That's what I'd be thinking.
The other thing can factor in with the ST class, Bob, is the fact if these GS cars can catch them, that may take a lap off the board for the ST cars, because the checkered flag will fly for the GS cars. So that may actually reduce the ST cars doing that extra lap.
Carbonell is not close enough as he came out of turn 7 up the back straight there. That's a pity for him, because I think he needed this shot going in to make the move.
Well, barring a last lap catastrophe, it appears that Austin Cindric will come through to become the youngest winner in series history at age 6.
Man and his teammate, what a great day if he can just bring it home for this final lap. Here we look at it.
Here's the fight.
It's going to be the final lap for these guys too.
Race, if he can get alongside him as they come out on that very critical and dangerous little back straight there.
These teams or the other will become a first-time, two-time winner in 2015.
Here talking to Andrew Carbonell. Spencer Pumpelly was just talking about respect, the respect that you guys showed out there. Those closing laps, did you have anything in your back pocket? Did you have a plan, or was it just going to be if it presents itself?
You know, it was one of those situations if it presents itself. This Freedom Motorsport Mazda MX-5 was phenomenal all weekend. The team did such a hard job to get it right. Spencer didn't step a foot wrong. I was hoping he would, and I was going to be there to pounce on it, but he didn't. And like you said, I mean, it was a bunch of respect between the two of us. You know, the respect I already had from him as grown, and I would love to do that again.
Congratulations, great run. Another great Continental Tire Sports Car Challenge race from here at Canadian Tire Motorsport.
For Calvin Fish, Justin